A lot of people wonder how much do YouTubers make. Today, I'm going to show you how much I made since I became a YouTube partner and explain how the system works. Before we dive into my earnings, let's clear up some misconceptions. Or you can skip ahead if that's what you care about. A lot of people think the more subscribers you have, the more money you will make. That is not wrong, but it's not right either. When you click the red subscribe button, the content creator doesn't get a single penny. However, since you are a subscriber, you are more likely to watch future videos and give them more views. Speaking of views are the thing that helps creators make money. When most people do their how much money I made from YouTube videos, they mostly showcase their ad revenue, which is what I'm going to do today as well, since I don't have any courses to sell or sponsored videos. The amount of ad revenue a content creator makes is simply their CPM times the number of monetized views. CPM is the amount of money you make per 1,000 clicks. CPM is different for every video, since it is based on where the viewers are from, the topic, and if it is advertiser friendly. Anyways, let's dive into my analytics. So we're in YouTube Studio Beta, and as you can see, here are my analytics for the last 28 days. We had 500,000 views, and we made $1,379.85. So we're going to refresh the page to show you it's all legit and there's no inspect element. And everything's the same. So let's head on over to the last 90 days. If we head over to the revenue section, you can see that I became a YouTube partner on Sunday, September 29th. That's when I got in the YouTube partner program, since I wasn't making anything the days before. Now, it's been about 2 months since I was in the YouTube partner program. So over that time, I made $2,407.75. So that much in 2 months is very, very good for a small channel, even if my CPM is about average at $6.03. Now, I know some YouTube creators have a lot higher CPMs, like those in the finance niche. Their playback-based CPM is near the double-digit mark. They usually have $10 or higher, while some other channels on, let's say, comedy and pranks niche, their CPM is much lower. So while this revenue is very good for a small channel, I want you to look at how many views it took. So obviously out of these 1.2 million views, a lot of them aren't monetized, right? So if we look over at monetized playbacks, only about 716K of those 1.2 million views were monetized. Let's also look at something else. On my best day, we made $134.83. That's Tuesday, November 12th. If we look at how many views we had on that day, we had 45,640 views. That's a lot of views in a single day, and that's about how many views a day a large channel usually drives. So that was extremely lucky in a sense, since if we look down over here, most of my views came from this one video. Now, before we check out this video, let's look at our worst performing day. So on my worst performing day, Sunday, October 27th, we made $4.80. And we had 3,976 views. Now, most smaller channels will probably be around this range. They'll probably get, maybe even here as well. They'll be getting like 8,000 to 4,000, 3,000-ish views a day, which will give them about 9, 10, $4 to $10 if they have an average CPM like me. Now, let's look at my recent days. So recently, I've been getting 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 views a day, and I've been earning $17, $14, $12, $11 a day. Now, let's look at our best performing video. As you can see, this video pretty much made me most of the AdSense revenue. Let's look at the CPM. $6.19. That's pretty average, and as you can see, CPM is pretty consistent. It dipped one day though, and then it spiked another, but other than that, it's relatively consistent. And let's look at monetized playbacks. So we have 549k monetized views, which earned us $1,902.59. If we were to have an estimate for how much it would be for 1 million views, I would say it would be in the high 3,000s and maybe 4,000s if we're lucky. That might be on the low end of how much of 1 million view video makes, because the range for how much money a 1 million view video makes from AdSense revenue is around 3,000 to 8,000, 9,000, or sometimes even more. Like, I know Graham Stephan's YouTube video on how he bought a Tesla for cheap pretty much paid for the Tesla itself just from AdSense revenue, and it had around 6 million views, which is pretty insane if you think about it. Now, there's one more thing I want to check out. I mentioned audience, like where your viewers come from, affect your CPM. So let's look at where most of these viewers come from. So United States is the top country, which is where most of my audience is, which is standard. And you can see the rest of my audience: India, Philippines, South Africa, Kenya. Most advertisers pay less for advertising in those countries compared to the United States, which might be why my CPM is on the average side and it's not that high. Let's go back to audience. Age range is also a factor, and like over 50% of my audience are between 18 and 24 and 25 and 34, which is pretty good for advertisers. Different creators have different CPMs, but after watching other creators show their analytics, I realized how some people make way more money from YouTube ads. The secret to making more from YouTube ads is to make videos over 10 minutes long. When your videos are over 10 minutes long, you're allowed to add multiple ads in it instead of just one. Of course, people do have to watch till they reach the second ad for you to get the money, so your videos have to be engaging. Also, it's not a good idea to have an ad every 30 seconds because no one's going to watch that. If you think it's annoying to have multiple ads, it's not that bad, since it's usually a 5-second skippable ad, and when you watch traditional television, you have to deal with way longer ads. I think making longer videos is something I'm willing to try out, so hopefully you enjoy them. One thing to note is, if you saw from my analytics, some days I got a lot of views, while other days I didn't get that much. My ad revenue was quite different too. Some days I was making $100 per day, which is very good, while other days I only got $10. For most creators, ad revenue is pretty inconsistent, unless you're one of those creators that can consistently drive a lot of views on every upload and you have a high CPM. A good example of someone who makes a lot on ad revenue is Graham Stephan. Every new video he puts out does amazing, and he makes more from ads than his courses and sponsors. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the possibility of making a lot less money from YouTube ads. Whether you are a creator or a casual viewer, you've probably heard about COPPA. While it mostly affects kids' content, it will have a ripple effect throughout all of YouTube. When the FTC sweep is coming, a lot of videos will be deleted, and content creators can even be fined for certain content. YouTube will also be using automated systems to analyze content. There's always going to be false positives with automated systems, where people will get accused that their content is a certain way when that is far from the truth. I can see people being unfairly demonetized in the upcoming future, and it isn't going to be pretty. Before I end the video, I want to say that if you're starting YouTube just for the money, you might want to rethink your choice. It isn't easy money as some people might have you think. As mentioned before, ad revenue is pretty inconsistent, and there are a lot of changes coming soon. It takes a long time to get to the level where someone like Graham is at. Also, it takes a while to get to the point where you can get sponsored videos. It's going to be hard to keep yourself motivated and going if you only cared about the money. If you are starting a YouTube channel, start it because you like it. Start a channel if you'll have fun with it. This way, even if things don't go the way you want to, you can still enjoy it. It's also a lot easier to make more money when you are doing things you enjoy, as opposed to doing something solely for money. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this topic interesting, since not a lot of creators show their income. Leave a comment below saying whether you found this interesting or not. If you enjoyed this video and want more, feel free to check out the video shown in the end screen.